I got really thirsty all of a sudden. Hello, welcome. Today is Tuesday. I'm going to be doing a collective full moon reading. This live will be posted on my YouTube channel. As of right now, excuse me if I'm making too many noises. As of right now, in the next 2 days, it will be the upcoming full moon. I did do a little bit of research. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you. Don't look at my nails, but thank you for the hearts. um, I don't know if this resonates with you. I don't know if you're like taking vitamins or taking care of your nails, or maybe you have some nails. I don't know, that kind of got my attention. I'm kind of growing out my nails and taking some vitamins. Anyways, if that resonates with you or resonates with anyone who may tune in onto the live later on. But in 2 days, on Thursday, is going to be the full moon in Capricorn. So I definitely wanted to mention that. Again, I did do just a little bit of research, not too much. And in a previous live, I did mention that I found it interesting, and I wish I could show you on here, but if anyone is interested, they can just, like if you have an iPhone, if you go to the weather app and you scroll, it shows you what moon phase we are in, and then it shows you like a calendar. So on that calendar, it'll show you like when the next new moon, next full moon will be. And I found it interesting that like the first 3 weeks of the month is like a major moon phase, and then the following week, because from the new moon to the full moon is a 2-week range. So I found that interesting. I believe, let's see, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, so new moons and full moons are falling on Thursdays related to Jupiter during the month of July. And then on the 17th of this month is going to be the start of Mercury retrograde. So again, that falls on a Thursday. Again, depending what sign the moon will be in, it may affect everybody differently, which again is something I've mentioned in a previous live. Hello, thank you for tuning in. Going to be doing a collective full moon energy. As I stated, for those that are just tuning in, it is going to be in the sign of Capricorn. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure, you guys, that you are subscribed. If this is your first time tuning in, hello, welcome. Please make sure to subscribe and like the video. It helps me a ton. That way as well, we're influencing YouTube, and YouTube pushes out my lives. Honestly, with this channel, I'm just gonna go live like daily. I may post like videos, like pick a card readings once in a while. I'm mainly just gonna go live. It's just easier for me to do so. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Again, please make sure that you guys like the video and subscribe. People are so weird. Give me 1 second. If you guys just see like wannabe trolls trying to troll, just ignore them. Hello. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to shuffle some Moonology Oracle cards. This is the first card that shows up. Is the new moon Sagittarius. Luck is on your side. Some of you guys could have Sagittarius placements. And full moon Gemini, the answers you need are coming related to full moon, and some of you guys could have Gemini placements. Before the full moon, does the energy feel more tense, or does it affect energy usually? I would say, based on experience and what I've heard from other people, what do those question marks mean? Do you have a question? What does that mean? Do I play Roblox? Just kidding. So are you actually curious if I play Roblox or not? I mean, I don't, but okay. No, yeah. So again, based on my experience and what I've heard, I do feel like the full moon energy can be tense. It can also be like an unexpected high energy point that sometimes people don't realize that they had a lot built up. So I have heard that during the full moon, or on a full moon, there tends to be more like accidents, car accidents, injuries. I've heard from a person whose wife was a nurse, that she had confirmed that on full moons is when they have like the most people in emergency rooms. As well, I already did, so I don't know why you need me to say it again. So for full moons, it's an energy build up. It's building momentum, right? So like right now, like the intensity, I'm feeling it there. All right, Joel, if you're here to actually tap into the collective energy, that's great. You're more than welcome to stay. If not, I suggest you just leave the live. Again, I already did. Okay. So from my experience, once again, there's been times where I'm like totally fine. Maybe I don't even know that the full moon is about to happen or that we are under the full moon phase. And then like just something happens and I start to like cry. And I'm like, what the heck? And it was like I've reached like a peak where I just had to release. And by releasing, you are now allowing yourself to process your emotions, maybe things you were holding in. The body does hold energy as well. And then by releasing it, you are leaving things in the past, let's say, right? And you are now allowing space, energy, allowing yourself to be open and receptive to better energy, calmer energies leading up to the new moon. Again, new moons represent new energies, new intentions. I definitely felt it yesterday for sure. The energy went from very light to intense. You could have Capricorn placements. I don't know if we've talked about it. I'm kind of curious if you do. I know I do. But it's just one of those calls. And I guess I'll say like a reminder as well, leading up to Mercury retrograde on the 17th, as I said in the beginning of this live. And my eyes are looking directly at a box I have in this corner and it says fragile. So some of you guys could be feeling fragile. Capricorn moon. A la madre. No, I'm kidding. I know when it's come to like your natal chart, like I've been confused because it's just kind of like figuring out, for those that don't know, natal charts, it's related to astrology. So thank you for the hearts. So, maybe some of you guys may have, Capricorn as your ascendant or Capricorn moon or your Capricorns, or maybe dealing with a Capricorn, right? So you could be feeling this. It's not just with the emotions, it could be with your mentality, mental, emotional health. It could be memories as well, or perhaps a need to even change your mindset or do something regarding your mindset. Maybe somebody says something or a situation happened or will happen and it's causing you to be like, you know what? I'm not going to react this way. I'm actually going to take time to like chill the fuck out, process what's happening because this situation or this person doesn't deserve this attention, let's say. For example, like what happened earlier with me, I'm like, I'm not tolerating I'm not tolerating what I'm sensing here, right? Thank you for the hearts. But yeah, so just kind of reminder to be mindful when we are in the full moon energy is like if you're in a rush, okay, we understand, but like take your time, slow down, right? Or maybe if communication is being presented, maybe the tone, made you think that their intentions were different, right? I'll use, the example what happened earlier is like telling me to say hi. I already said hi. I said hello many times. Why are you asking me to say hi again? And then once I stated that, what's the next thing they put? I like your voice. So, okay. So, is that a genuine compliment? You don't know, say. I don't know. Okay. So, going back to shuffling out some cards. Thank you for the hearts. Please make sure that you guys like the video and that you subscribe to the channel. I have decided today that I'm going to be doing a free tarot reading giveaway every time I reach my 100th mark, if that makes sense. So The next giveaway will be once I reach 600 subscribers. So please make sure that you guys are subscribed, and of course that you guys turn on your post notifications. That way you guys get notified when I go live. I'm still trying to figure out. Hello, thank you for tuning in. Please make sure to subscribe, join the collective, and like the video. But yeah, I keep seeing this card, Waning Moon, what do you need to release? Which is what I was talking about, right? During full moon energies is, yes, and that, oop, thank you for the hearts, right? So what do you need to release? And I kept seeing this one too. So you guys can't see, but when I shuffle the oracle cards like this, right? And like I like to kind of glance down sometimes while I do so, just to kind of get an idea of what energy is building up. And then nothing is yet set in stone. So there is similarities to that. So you guys could be going through an experience that perhaps started during winter. And then you're going to get more of like a response or conclusion, perhaps like towards the end of this season, Cancer season, since we are headed towards Leo here in a couple of weeks. Or we'll be going through a situation that starts during Cancer season that can lead all the way to winter season. Okay. So we have first quarter moon, your commitment is being tested. So any ideas, any intentions, any goals, any plans, thank you for the hearts, anything that you guys have been working on, again, building momentum, you are going to be going through perhaps a phase or again a situation that's gonna perhaps cause you to have to kind of step back or set something aside or even communicate with someone. Like maybe you're at a party or an event, a gathering, and you're like, you know what, I need to like step aside and speak to this particular person because whatever situation or whatever was said is going to affect us, is going to affect the connection down the road. So it's like we kind of need to like handle it, deal with it. But that's only for a select few. I actually know someone who recently told me that that's what they did. Like something happened in a gathering, and it's just like it was just on their mind. And I did mention Cancer season. This particular person is a water sign, so and it happened during the season, Cancer season. So it's like they have said, do I stay quiet and just let it be? But you know what? I can't. Thank you for the hearts. I can't because this is the second time it's happened, right? So then they communicated with this person, and it's like, listen, I just want to like clear things, let you know how I feel. These are my thoughts, blah, 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 this and that. So some of you guys could be going through something like that, but with your commitments being tested, some of you guys could be in a relationship or in a connection. Some of you guys will literally feel tested in a sense when it comes to loyalty, even if it's just regarding friendship, especially if this person or these people are coming back from the past. That is very common during Mercury retrograde. Again, Mercury retrograde starts, sorry if I'm messing around with the mics. Thank you for the heart. Or with the mic. Mercury retrograde starts July 17th and ends August 10th. Mercury goes retrograde 3 times a year, but depending when you watch this video, again, this live will be posted on my channel. Let's just say it is a, I want to say universal. I don't know why I want to say a universal message, right? A collective, like it's timeless, as they say in the YouTube community. But if your commitment is being tested, if you do have a goal, like let's say you want to, maybe you're a content creator. I'll use myself as an example. I'm trying to go live every day. You know, sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Sometimes I plan to go live and it's like other things happen. So with your commitment being tested, it's like, okay, yes, you have priorities, but sometimes you have to set certain things aside and focus on what it is that you want to do. So I was looking out because I thought something fell over there. Some of you guys could be Santa Muerte devotees, if that resonates. Didn't we just have Mercury in retrograde? I can't do it. I can't. Listen, every time I hear about that happening, I'm like not again. But you know what? I will say that something that I've learned is learning to go with the flow. Look, even cards don't want to shuffle out. I'll put it back. Look at the bottom. What do you need to release? That was not intentional. That was not intentional. I'll put it back in here. Clear it. But yeah, there are moments where I'm like, dude, or when I'm browsing like social media, like those accounts that I follow on Instagram. Someone here could relate to this, but and it's like, oh, Venus is in retrograde in the sign of this and that, and I'm like, dude, why is there like 3 retrogrades happening right now? But again, I don't study astrology. I just know like super minimal basic just based on what I see on social media. And I like mentioning these things because I know other people resonate. Like same thing with people who happen to come across like tarot readers, especially like on TikTok, or happen to listen or watch a tarot reading. And it's like, I don't know what you're saying, but like let me try it out. Let me let me see what's going on here, right? Like let me just join. Let me just be part of this community just to see how it is. Some people could be doing that. Some people could be joining perhaps like Facebook groups. There's a lot of like astrology, even like astrology meme type groups on there. Tarot reading, you can study or follow astrology, tarot readers, witchy stuff, spiritual stuff, and like it can still be funny. It can still be humorous. Okay, so we have full moon in Leo. So some of you guys could have Leo placements. Don't let pride get in your way. And I like to mention, like I hope I'm saying it correctly. Maybe it's wrong. Is the mane, right? So some of you guys could have like long hair, wavy, curly hair, if that resonates. That tends to be kind of like in a sense, stereotypical physical trait of a Leo. So if that resonates. So by not letting your pride get in your way, again, communication. And then with Mercury retrograde, being mindful. Thank you of the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. But yeah, maybe you might be talking from the heart, right? Communication during Mercury retrograde is being mindful of the tone, being mindful of the things you say. Is it important for you to bring up this topic at this time, right? Why do I say that? Because Mercury rules communication. So with it being retrograde, perhaps this other person that you need to talk to, hello, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the hearts. Please make sure to like the live, and as well, a reminder to subscribe. Every 100th subscriber goal that I reach, I will be doing a free tarot reading giveaway. So we're going to the 600 subscriber count now. So once we reach that goal, I'll be selecting a winner for tarot reading giveaway, or maybe 2. Who knows? Maybe 3. I spoke with you on Instagram. Yes, I do remember. Yes, I do remember. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a supporter. I appreciate it so much. I rock with people that when they're able to, they come back. You guys watch my lives. You guys like my posts. You guys share my content. I appreciate it so much. I used to mainly do like readings on Instagram like 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm now just starting to get back into like a routine of posting here on YouTube. And I love it so much. I appreciate you guys so much. Everyone who tunes in during the live, after the lives, for those that share, for those that, tap the screen and send me the hearts. I appreciate it. It means so much, right? So building up the community. That could be a major thing for someone or for some of you guys is community and support. I did mention earlier, some of you guys could be content creators and just building up that momentum. And with your commitment being tested, it's like, okay, I've been working towards this goal or this intention. Things can be tough at times, or maybe you may feel blocked, or you feel like people aren't seeing your work. So, by building up the momentum could be physical action. What are the things you're doing on a daily basis or a weekly basis? What are things that perhaps you are feeding yourself? And I don't mean just food wise, I mean mentally. What are you thinking to yourself? What are you saying to yourself, right? What are the things that you are setting intentions in order to help boost your confidence and help boost yourself, if that makes sense, right? I feel like this is going to resonate in one way or another, but I feel strongly that by me focusing on telling people, focus on your self care, focus on your self love, is going to help you so much during Cancer season and, of course, throughout Mercury retrograde. So, with full moon in Leo, don't let pride get in your way. Yellow is associated with the solar plexus, associated with your self esteem, with your happiness, with your joy, with your self acceptance, right? I got something about like I hope I'm saying it correctly, self ideology, right? The way you see yourself, the way you feel about yourself is going to be so important. In a previous live, I did mention something about like hair growth, and because I did mention like the physical stereotypical physical trait of a Leo is like the big hair, the curly hair, the wavy hair, the long hair, right? Or perhaps even voluminous hair. So that could resonate with someone. So don't let your pride get in your way. Excuse me if I didn't complete what I was trying to say regarding communication. So again, being mindful, but at the same time, don't let other people step over your boundaries, disrespect you. And even if you have that knowledge, that awareness that you have to be mindful of the things you say, the things you do. I did see 2233 on the time, in case that resonates with anyone. There are times where you will have to apologize at one point during Cancer season, Mercury retrograde, within the next month. Maybe you have to apologize to yourself. Like, damn, like I knew better than to respond back to this person from the past, and they just happened to, I don't know, reach out to me during Mercury retrograde. It's okay for you to apologize to yourself and be like, you know what I mean? Or maybe you're a parent and you're just so stressed out about, everything that's going on, daily life, home life, work life, love life, family life, whatever. And maybe you like snap. You could like snap at your partner or family member, or you just get so annoyed or overstimulated, overwhelmed, and you might say or do something towards your kids, and right away you're going to feel like, oh crap, like why did I say that, why did I do that? Apologize. So there is something here about growth. Again, I mainly tapped into it regarding hair, but now I'm tapping into like as a person, right? Mercury retrograde is also a reminder for you to kind of reset and like go with the flow and ground yourself. And that's something, for example, me, that I've been working on, is trying to be grounded, right? So mentally, emotionally grounded. And I will be honest and I will share, because I know someone is going to resonate one way or another, is I easily become overwhelmed. So overwhelmed, like I could just laugh about it. So overwhelmed. So I've been doing things to help, right? I could do more, I could do better, but what's important is taking it day by day and just doing the best that you can. Something that I had mentioned here on this channel is I came across, again, I need to like confirm, but I believe it's called Bazi chart. I'm pretty sure it's called Bazi chart. It's, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. It's related to Chinese culture. It's like what elements can you incorporate to help you, right, in your life. Thank you for the hearts. What elements are you lacking? What elements are helping you, right? So an example for me is wearing green and wearing like, yeah, green, turquoise, teal, browns, like those is what I'm lacking. I'm lacking wood, the wood element, wood energy. And like as I read it, it made sense to me. So what I've been doing all summer is I've been wearing green, turquoise, teal, um, gold as well. Gold has always been like my favorite color, metal, but I wasn't really wearing it frequently, so I started wearing gold again. So this is just an example of something that's helped me a lot. It's kind of like not only are you tuning into the benefits of color, the meanings of color, the energy of color, I'm thinking color magic, and the elements, but it's also like a visual reminder. Earthy colors, yes. So it's like a reminder, right? Every time you see something or you see yourself in the mirror, you're like, okay, here's the visual reminder of why I'm wearing this. I'll be honest, I have never really been a fan of earthy colors, right? I did for a while, just like brown, but that was when I was going through like my brown neutral phase because like my hair color was different. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, if you go on my channel, I believe it's a previous live. It's a video that I talked about Santa Muerte, and my hair was like a light brown, medium brown color, and that's just what complimented me at the time. But I wasn't aware, I didn't have that awareness of the benefits of tapping into colors, right? So I feel like that could resonate with someone. Some of you guys could benefit from wearing yellow or even orange. Again, relating it to the solar plexus, it can help to give you that like boost of confidence or help you to tap into like the joy, the happiness, or even the self acceptance that you may be lacking. Some of you guys that suffer from anxiety or are having a hard time tapping into the color yellow, or again, um, finding ways to do things related to your solar plexus. You can Google, search on TikTok, like ways to, you know, help your solar plexus. Even breathing techniques can help. It's all associated, you know, with your lungs, your diaphragm, everything. The way to properly breathe. Maybe some of you guys could be runners. You like to run or jog or even just exercise, any physical movement. Be mindful of the way you're breathing. That can also kind of help as well. Ooh, these cards almost fell. That is something I thought to myself today is when I go live, if any cards fall on the ground, I'm not picking them up. Not doing it. Oh man. I hate picking up cards when they fall so much. Again, reminder, the full moon will be on Thursday, July 10th. And Thursday is associated with the planet Jupiter. Jupiter is associated with success, expansion, knowledge is associated with the sign of Sagittarius. I love Jupiter days. Having that awareness, like what day it is and what planets associated with it, it can help you to also tap and tune into that energy, right? So for me, like, okay, no matter what is going on in your life, what do you want to tune into, right? What do you want more of or less of? But since we're talking about Thursday, I want to expand, right, on feeling more positive. I want to feel abundant. I want to feel good, right? So I tap into those energies. I do little things, certain things for me to help myself to tap into that, right? For example, I'm thinking like Mondays. Mondays are associated with the moon. You know, most people go back to work on Mondays. People feel tired. People feel exhausted. People can feel emotional, sensitive. Going back to full moon, sensitivity, emotional, heightened energy. That's associated with the moon. Moon, Monday, right? You guys can also wear certain colors for certain days. This is like very helpful information, okay? So I hope you guys are taking it seriously. Some of you guys might already know that, and you're like, girl, I've been doing that shit for like the longest time. Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. Related to Mars. Mars Day, associated with red. Power. Assertiveness, confidence, courage. High energy. Be mindful on Tuesdays, though. What you're trying to manifest or draw in. If you ever need to like have a good understanding communication with someone, Wednesdays. I would say it can happen whenever, right? Sometimes things just happen. I would say Wednesdays, are good days for communication. I thought this was Sagittarius, but I'll just mention it. New moon in Libra, a new romantic cycle begins. And then void of course moon, nothing will come of this situation. So if that resonates with anyone, let's see what card shuffles out. Any signs that I mentioned during my readings, if it resonates with you, it does. It could be maybe that's your sun sign, your ascendant, as I mentioned earlier, perhaps your moon sign. Maybe you have that sign somewhere in a certain house in your natal chart, for those that know more than me about astrology. Or maybe you're dealing with someone of that sign. There's a Scorpio as well. What did I say? I said I wasn't gonna reach for any cards. Bear with me, you guys. Please bear with me. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hopefully I don't have a mess back there. Okay, new moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. Ooh. Blue. Some of you guys could be fans of the color blue, are planning to wear more blue. If not, you should. So you guys could benefit going out in water, especially now during the summer season. You guys could really benefit from going swimming or going to the beach, river, lake, water, whatever is around, or even walking by a body of water, or doing some sort of cleansing with water, or drinking more water. Now, for those that tune into my lives, I know I've been saying I've been slacking on drinking water, so look what I'm doing today. Estoy tomando agua. I'm drinking water. I had a lot of soda last night, so be more mindful. More mindful of like what you're consuming, more mindful of, understanding that, thank you for the hearts, understanding that you need to take care of yourself more. Again, going back to self-care, self-love. I've just been talking about it in my past lives. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, or maybe you missed a couple of lives, honey, listen, take some time, put on some headphones if you have to. If you're going out for a walk or for a run, or maybe you're just like bored in bed, just go back to my channel, save to watch later, and like just listen. And honestly, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I listen. I'm gonna admit, I listen to all of my lives afterwards. I gotta make sure that I didn't say something or didn't show something accidentally, and I'm like, oh crap, like everyone saw that, right? In case I have to like delete the live, but I haven't had to do that. But what I'm saying is, sometimes you have to consult, right, with the realest bitch you know, and sometimes that's me to myself. So I'm like, girl, you right. I've listened to like videos that I've posted like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and I'm like, you're right. That did happen, or like that makes sense. And it's not that I'm tapping into like my own energy, is I'm tapping into the collective energy, right? So for those that follow tarot readers, watch tarot readings, it's a collective energy. And I've been saying this, we all are experiencing certain things in a certain way. So that's why when I do collective messages, many readers will say, take what resonates and leave the rest. That's why I love to do collective messages. Honestly, I feel like anyone can come back and listen to these intuitive messages that I provide, to these readings that I provide, and you can resonate some way or another. All right, so going back, new moon in Cancer. So you guys could have Cancer placements dealing with a Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. So just a reminder that whatever situation you are going through, you're okay. This is something that perhaps with water signs could have a hard time, is not feeling so deep, intensely about a situation to the point where like it affects you, affects them so much. I know a couple of water signs. That when they are dealing with a certain situation, oh, it's like the end of the world for them. Listen, realistically, yeah, depending what it is, yeah, you're right. Like if this situation doesn't get better, you're screwed, type of thing. But it's a reminder. That's why you need other people in your circle, other signs, other people with other elements, right? That can help you, like, hey, it's okay, everything's gonna be all right. I've done that to water signs many times where I'm like, okay, I understand what you're saying. Like, chill out. It's okay. Everything will be okay. You have to, for example, have faith. That's so hard. You have to stay optimistic. If you keep thinking, I'm dealing with this situation and I'm just going to dwell in that low vibrational energy, I'm going to feel sad or stressed or hurt or overwhelmed, really falling into like that depression. Well, you're lowering your energy to that, and guess what energy you're going to be stuck in? For how long? Mm, right? You could be stuck in that energy for a couple of days or weeks or months or even years, right? So that may resonate with someone. I know for me, as a fire sign, I do have water placements, but as a fire sign, it's very easy for me to be very positive about certain things. But then because I have a lot of earth placements, I'm like, okay, you can be very energetic, very optimistic, but then if something's not going the way I expected it to, as even though I am lacking more of that water element, I still really feel it, but I feel it internally and I don't tell other people about it, right? I don't know. I feel like that resonates with someone. So, understanding you and your loved ones are safe. You are safe. Maybe that's an affirmation. Ooh, I like that. All right. So, create affirmations for yourself, right? Like, I am safe. I feel safe. I know I'm safe. And I'm starting to feel emotional because I feel like there might be people or someone that doesn't feel safe. Maybe you don't feel safe in yourself. You don't feel safe in the situation you're currently in. You don't feel safe in the connection you're in the relationship you're in. My eyes keep looking upwards, and for those that know or don't know, I believe in Santa Muerte. So I am looking up at um, my Black Santa Muerte. And the Black Santa Muerte is associated with protection and grounding your energy. I've always gravitated more towards the Black Santa Muerte because I have felt many times within the past couple years that I need her protection. So it's like affirming that, right? I am protected. I feel protected. I know I am protected. me and my family, right, are protected. It's reaffirming that. Maybe you feel insecure, unstable in a certain, I want to say like department, but like situation that you're dealing with, right? Perhaps some of you guys don't feel secure in your current job. Maybe you don't feel secure or even stable financially. Or maybe you're feeling like there's instability in your relationship or relationships, and it doesn't just have to be romantic. Again, you and your loved ones are safe. Having that reminder. So with the full moon being on Thursday, right, and with that card that kept popping up, what do you need to release? What are you going to focus on, right? Excuse me. Yes. So full moon on Thursday, la madre. And then Mercury retrograde starts on a Thursday. And then the following Thursday is the new moon. Isn't that crazy? I think that's crazy. I don't know. At the bottom is new moon in Sagittarius. Luck is on your side. Again, I did mention some of you guys could have Sagittarius placements. So understanding, excuse me, Jupiter is associated with the sign of Sagittarius. So your luck, good luck, prosperity, your success, your beauty, your inner beauty. What are things that you're trying to expand on, right? So, for example, the following day, Friday is associated with Venus. Venus is associated with love, self-love, beauty, friendship, connections, right? What can you do, for example, on a Friday? Okay, maybe you need more rest. Maybe you need to go to sleep earlier instead of, excuse me, instead of staying up all night waiting for your ex. Some of you guys could have a baby daddy that hits you up on Fridays, you know, or, you know, someone from the past hits you up on a Friday and you're over here like wasting your energy. You might not see it that way, but wasting your energy for other stuff, for other people, when you should be investing that energy to yourself. So again, resting could be something that you do for yourself on Venus Day, Friday, or with a rose quartz, because my eyes are going towards a rose quartz. Hey, now I slept early yesterday, okay? Now you are definitely someone who needs to rest, okay? But you know what? You're enjoying yourself. It's summertime. I get it. As you should, right? Something that we say, as you should. Which I also mentioned in a previous live, is some of you guys could benefit from saying that is as you should. Or maybe to yourself, since I look on, you know, I look at my phone and I see myself. So as you should, right? So resting more, prioritizing things, or sleeping in. I know I've been sleeping in. Listen, I don't care what time I go to sleep. Don't wake me up. Do not wake me up. If you wake me up, I'll stay up, but then eventually I'm gonna like fall asleep, right? Some of you guys perhaps have been waking up earlier than normal, perhaps trying to establish or get back into a certain routine of waking up early. But honestly, sleeping in is okay, or even taking naps. I recently mentioned or talked about this, how growing up for me, I felt bad taking naps. Sometimes like your body's so tired, your mind is so exhausted that you just go to sit down on the couch or like lay down for a little bit and you just pass out. You know, you're like, oh snap, like I fell asleep. And then you think about like all the things you had to do or have to do, or you have like a missed phone call or text and you're like, shit, right? But it's like, don't feel bad about it. Don't feel guilty. You fell asleep because your body is needing that rest. It made me think of, so I mentioned like taking vitamins beginning of the live. So that's something I'm starting to do. I've always slacked on my vitamins and things like that. So it's something I've been doing. But I recently started taking, I hope I pronounced it right, ashwagandha gummies. And the first time I took it, I took the recommended is 2 gummies. So I took 2 of them and I was just so tired. I was sleepy. And I took those gummies at my family's house. So I wasn't home. And I'm like, I gotta go home soon, but I honestly do not feel okay enough to drive like this. Okay. And like, I still take those gummies, but I just take them once in the morning and then sometimes once at night. But for the most part, just once a day. I believe those specific gummies you're supposed to take it like you're supposed to take 4 gummies a day. I am doing that. Okay. But it's one of those things is like it's because my body needed rest. And those gummies have helped me a lot. I do feel like it's helped my mind to be at ease and it's helped to ground my energy. It relaxed me hella the first time and I had to go out and run errands. I want to say that's terrible. Dude, those gummies, the ones you recommended, I like those. They taste good, sugar-free, and they're kind of like, trendy or whatever, but um it's like including things or incorporating things that can help you, but learning to manage, right? And making sure that what we take and consume is helpful for us. So maybe someone else resonates with this. They're taking gummies, they're taking supplements, consuming certain things that are going to help them. I feel like by me, for example, taking like a daily vitamin, I have the understanding that's gonna help like to provide what I'm lacking, but it'll help with like my hair, it'll help with my nails and my skin. It'll help to bring like mental focus and clarity, stuff like that. But I thought I mentioned that because, if you feel tired, sometimes your body's gonna be like, you know what, I'm about to knock you out and you need to take a nap. And some of you guys could have grown up or currently in that mindset that if you do take a nap, you're lazy. You take a nap and it's like, oh, if I have joked like this before, but mainly towards like my cats. But being, when you see your cat like just completely like laid out with their like paw over their like face and they're just like, all over your couch or on your bed or whatever, and you're like, oh, you must be so tired. One of my cats was like that last night on the couch, and I just looked over at him and I'm like, yeah, I bet he's in that phase where he's just like he's had such a major growth spurt. Again, something here about growth, but growth spurt, and I'm like, yeah, I bet you're tired. Yeah, I bet. So I have that understanding that like it's okay to rest. Um, Again, perhaps drinking more water can help a lot. I've struggled so badly the past couple of months, probably since the beginning of the year, with drinking water. I feel like I drink water frequently if I'm like, when I'm in my workout phase, I'm drinking water more frequently because I have to drink water. Or, but it's like when you have other things around you that you can have instead, of course, I'm going to drink something that has caffeine in it, right? Chester is sleeping next to me and he's bundled up in a blanket. Wake his ass up! Turn it up. If you're on your phone, turn it up. Put it next to his ear. Chester, wake up. Chester. No seas huevón. Even like when we've gone to my family's home, visit mom, and just seeing like uh Chanelo. So Chanelo, again, this live is going to be posted on my channel. So Chanelo is the tuxedo cat that my mom has. And they have a dog named Theo. So going over, like my mom will constantly say, I can't get like time for myself. Like Chanelo and Theo are always next to me. And it's so funny because like if I'm seated across from my mom and we're talking, just seeing like Theo and Chanelo just like literally all on her or like super laid out and sleeping, I'm like, Oh, what a life. Oh, what a life. But even she now, my mom, our mom, values taking naps now. That's what I'm saying is like growing up, if I, even as an adult, if like I happen to visit, that's like my mommy break time sometimes. Because we go visit, I got my kids, and I'm like, I know it's a lot sometimes, but like I'll pass out or I have passed out. But it's like my mom understands, like she needs her naps. My mom never got to uh, enjoy her naps. My mom never really got to focus on self care and self love. That's why I talk about it so much. I have for the past, like, what, 6, 7 years. Self love is so important, and prioritizing your own needs, your desires, your wants, and I feel like this is leading to something else, but like, because I know it'll resonate with someone eventually. But it's like, as a person, as a human, you all have needs, you all have desires, you all have wants, right? It could be related to, if you're partnered or even single, just depending, like, you have desires, you have needs. It's okay to communicate that, you know? TMI, but I've told my partner times, I'm like, listen, we ain't old. Ni que fuéramos viejos. We still got energy. A la chinga. Like, oh, or like you're a parent, you're partnered, and it's like, it's okay to, you know, make time for yourselves and enjoy yourselves once again, and sometimes you have to, if you have to plan things, you have to plan things, sometimes, it's okay not to plan stuff, but like, trying to, you know, create a little distraction for a couple of minutes and go do your thing. Listen, Cancer season, it's water energy, it's with the emotions. Cancers can be very loving. The energy can be very loving and sensual, right? And it's summertime and you want to feel good. The energy of the sun, I was going to say the sun, but the energy of the sun is very vibrant. It energizes you. For those that have the awareness, is the sun recharges you. That's why people during the summertime, if you are a fan of the sun, you want to go out. You want to be out, right? People want to go to the beach. People are down to do outdoor activities. Go have fun. That's a sign for someone. Go have fun. Minutes is crazy. Ooh, I mean, I can say more to that, but I don't need water right now. I need a good modelo, una michelada. That's what I need. Listen, it's definitely 5 o'clock somewhere. So you guys could be in that energy and that vibe. It's just like enjoying yourself, having some good like chit chat, some good drinks. I know last weekend or last Friday, it was last minute. Last minute things may pop up. That's good too. Girl, you need to watch Love Island. Listen, I know you were talking about it, and then I started seeing people on social media talk about it and everything, but I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen. Yeah, I don't think I've seen the trailer for it, or I haven't really seen anything. Obviously, every time I turn on Netflix, it's like right there, but it doesn't get my attention. I don't know, but I know that's like the thing right now. But you know what? This is the type of person I am. I don't really like to follow crowds, if that's the right way to say it. Follow trends until like later on, and then I'm like, oh, this was good, but like everyone's over it by then. Maybe I'll check it out. Maybe like, I don't know, if we're having like a lazy Sunday or something, we'll watch it. Because like when Squid Game came out, I was watching it. Anyways, I was thinking of something else. But yeah, so that could resonate with someone. Let's have it next time you recommend a show to me. Well, is it just one season so far? How many episodes? Listen, I've done the what was it called? I watched a couple episodes of oh my god, what's that one word? Uh, ultimatum, something ultimatum, and I think we watched like the first or second season, couple episodes. Um, but once we realized how many episodes that show actually had, we stopped watching it. And I say we because my man he likes to. He's the type of person like he'll just put on whatever and just watch it, and if he passes out, he passes out. But like he'll just put whatever movie, whatever show, it doesn't matter. He'll just play it. Ultimatum was trash. There were certain things that was like interesting, but then nah. Ultimatum, and then I think I tried watching. I think I don't know if it's called this way, but Love at First Sight is like when you know uh the bride and groom meet for the first time when they're gonna get married and stuff. I think I watched that one too. I think that's the one I watched for a couple episodes. I think Ultimatum I probably watched like one or two episodes max. So when I was younger, I used to enjoy reality TV, but it was different back then. I feel, but now it's just I'm more into like docu series, documentaries. I know like Netflix has like a series going on right now called Trainwreck, and like once every couple of weeks they're like posting or releasing like a documentary or docu series. That's kind of been like my interest right now. I don't know. I've always liked documentaries, but lately that's like what it is. But I don't know, maybe during a lazy Sunday I'll check it out because it's gonna be a busy couple of Saturdays, I will say. Again, some of you guys, will be going out more, socializing more. I know since like summer started, like we have events that we have attended and will attend to, and it's super crazy in my eyes because that was never like that was my reality, our reality growing up. It's like being invited. Like every Saturday there was like a carne asada somewhere, right? Or every other Saturday we were like meeting up with family to go out to eat, to have breakfast or lunch, or stuff like that. Which is funny because I had this conversation with um older brother and yesterday on the phone, and we were just talking about like the recent family event we went to, and like how it was nice, it was fun, we enjoyed ourselves, and then like we have another event, and then we have another event, like I quinceañeras, weddings, bautizos, another wedding. It's like every Saturday, especially the month of July, I'm busy. I'm booked. I am needed. And it feels nice though because it's like, you know what, it's summertime. It's cool that people feel comfortable enough again to or are in a place of feeling safe and secure and stable that they're able to actually celebrate these like accomplishments or these milestones in their life. And I think that resonates with someone or other people, if that makes sense. Because I feel like, especially after COVID, a lot of people were like, you know what, we're not doing like, huge weddings, huge parties. We're not inviting certain people or a lot of people or people we don't really know into our home. We're being mindful. Again, and energy of being mindfulness. But I feel like people are starting to kind of like, okay, it's okay, everything's good. Let's like socialize, invite people, or maybe me personally, people are feeling more comfortable with inviting me to their events. Um, it could be too maybe because I kind of isolated. I would say I isolated myself over the past like decade, and people seeing me like post on social media more often, or even just being here live on YouTube and people being aware that um, I post content on here regarding readings and stuff like that. They're like, okay, like I like her vibe and stuff like that. And I feel like relating it to like affirmations that I mentioned earlier is, what are you open to receiving? What are you open to doing, right? So I mentioned earlier, like you and your loved ones are safe. So having that understanding that you are safe and protected, right? So relating that to socializing, if you go out, wear jewelry, affirm that you are safe and protected from mal de ojo, from la envidia, from envy. Maybe you have to attend an event, or you have to go to, I don't know, a family member's house for whatever reason, and there's someone there that like you don't really like their vibe or their energy, or maybe they did you wrong one day, right? So it's like, what can you do? You don't have to go. That's one way of protecting yourself. But it's like, you have the opportunity to enjoy yourself. You have that chance. Enjoy it. Don't let like this person's BS or negativity get in your way, if that makes sense. Wearing, I like to wear my mal de ojo jewelry, right? As just one example. Like, people are gonna notice this, people around you. So for those that have that awareness, right, they're like, oh, like I see why you're wearing it, type of thing. Or um affirming prayers, setting the intentions and stuff like that. Excuse me, could resonate. I'm gonna shuffle out maybe 2 or 3 tarot cards just to see what pops up. Today I'm going to be using the Mystic Mondays Tarot deck, a deck for the modern mystic. So for those that haven't seen this tarot deck, this is how it looks. It's a big old deck. Looks like this. Every deck has its own like energy, kind of like vibe. I don't want to say personality, but like vibe. And depending like how I'm feeling, I do this. I'll go to like where I have my little bookshelf where I have all my cards and stuff, and I'll just like do a quick glance, and I'll just like, let's do this one and this one. That may resonate with someone. Okay, tapping into the energy of the full moon in Capricorn. That will be on Thursday, July 10th, 2025. Some of you guys are waiting on an answer, a yes or no answer to a question you may have. So some of you guys could be into watching other readers when they do like yes or no questions. Some of you guys could be, excuse me, looking into booking a service with perhaps a medium, a psychic, a reader, um, someone who is an empath, intuitive, that can help bring ease, comfort, or even just have the response that you need. Perhaps not necessarily what you're looking for, but that you need. Going back to just being human and understanding you have needs, wants, and desires, getting a reading from someone or feeling like you need a reading, you need clarity, you need guidance, you need details, you need information, that's what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say valuable, but that's not the word I'm looking for. That's I don't know, valuable understanding that does apply to your needs. Actually, I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to do a different layout. I'm going to split the tarot deck. Hopefully it doesn't fall down. Okay. We're going to do a 3-card spread. You guys won't be able to see it, but I'll show you the cards. Validating. Yeah, that could be one of the words. Yeah. Let's say validating. But it was like, maybe it was a phrase I was looking for. It just sometimes like, I get so many what they call downloads. I get so many like messages that I tried to like just align them, and then it's like, oh, you get stuck somewhere. I don't know, I couldn't hear. I'm washing dishes. It's okay. See, some of you guys, as you just stated, you could be doing something while you listen to a live or a reading. I do that. I love tarot readings. I love oracle readings. I vibe with readers that just talk. They just go, right? The way I read is different in my opinion compared to like the newer kind of readers. Um but it's just I love the way I read. I love the way how people that are considered more like old school, if that kind of makes sense. I love the way they read. Um, Anyways, so I love tarot. That's why this channel is called Intuitive Love Tarot, because I'm an intuitive person and I love tarot. So I also love to, I'll like scroll on YouTube real quick and then I'll just save to watch later. So then when I have something I have to do, I'll put on some headphones or just turn up the volume on my phone. Or sometimes I even listen to it while I drive. I'll listen to a reading, I'll listen to a live, and it's just like a form of entertainment for some, but it is a form of entertainment. I mean, I'm just stating for entertainment purposes only. But for those that resonate with, oh shit, for those that resonate with that. So I didn't mean to split the deck, but I did. It's King of Swords, air energy, and then, oh, it's actually in reverse. Four of Pentacles, it was in reverse. So some of you guys could be dealing with this situation, excuse me. Some of you guys were having a hard time, or perhaps weren't receiving the support that you needed. You weren't receiving the help that you were expecting. Perhaps if it's related, like in a teamwork setting or in a group setting, you're stating that, hey, what you're doing is wrong, or hey, I need more of this, or hey, you need to make more time, more effort, because whatever goal we have, it's not going to work out. We're not getting anywhere. Okay, so I'm going to take that as a sign that I'll just shuffle out the cards instead of what I did earlier because I messed it up. So again, this live will be posted on my channel. Please don't forget to like the live and subscribe for those that are not subscribed. And please, please, please turn on post notifications so you get notified when I go live. As well, I am open for personal readings, so you guys can reach out to me through Instagram, Intuitive Love Tarot, or you can email me at intuitivelovedaily@gmail.com. Okay, Mercury retrograde. Excuse me, full moon. Oh, I thought Mercury retrograde again. Full moon, Thursday, July 10, 2025. Okay, so we have one card. Ace of Cups. Ooh, I like this. At the bottom is the moon. Lots of cool color energy, right? Cool colors. We have blue, we have dark blue, we have some green. We do have some bit of warmth here. It's just the style of it, but cool colors. So some of you guys could be tapping into the cooler shades, or you guys like to wear these colors. Ace of Cups associating with the full moon in Capricorn. Ace of Cups represents a new beginning. It can also represent a new idea, a new intention. It can represent a new beginning towards something that's going to bring you that emotional fulfillment, right? Some of you guys could receive a love offer. Some of you guys could literally receive some sort of offer that you were longing for. So if it's related to school or related to work. But the Ace of Cups represents you having this abundance, these emotions, this fulfillment of what you wanted. Tapping into your self-love, self-care. It's important for you to really build that up. Again, associating it with the full moon. And I did mention Fridays are associated with Venus. Venus associated with love, self-love. So doing something for yourself to make you feel better, so you cater to yourself, right? Bit by bit. So if you guys have questions about how you can, what things you can do on Venus Day, just ask and I'll let you know. I'll give examples. But Ace of Cups is a reminder that you cannot, take a breather here. You cannot help others if you can't help yourself. You can't love others or love someone else if you don't love yourself. Let's say technically you can, right? But you are investing, putting energy, making effort into a connection to another person, another situation. And what are you left? You're left with less. You're left with nothing. Ace of Cups is this abundance of emotional fulfillment, right? This abundance of perhaps creativity. It could represent creativity. So you need to find a way to, I want to say outsource, but you need to find a way to release or perhaps even invest, right? This energy. Perhaps you have an abundance of creativity, this built up energy. Where do I release it? How do I release it? What things can you do to tap into your creativity without overdoing it? Depending how you are as a person, if you get really excited about ideas or you get really excited about certain things, you're gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna go, for example, live 3, 4 times a day. I'm gonna go live for like 2 hours, every time. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But then what happens? Burnout, right? So being mindful of that. Ace of Cups, again, can represent a love offer. So someone could reach out to you, or you could reach out to someone else. At the bottom was the Moon card associated with Cancer and Pisces. So that energy of momentum, the energy of fulfillment, the energy of abundance. What is something that you desire, that you want, right? When you look up at the moon, at the full beautiful moon, right? But since the full moon being Capricorn, what are things you need to release, let go, leave in the past, no longer tolerate, no longer invest time and energy in? What is it? Who is it? How will you do so? Right? And when you look up at the moon, some of you guys could see as like your dreams. There might be someone or people, or you might dream of the moon. Or maybe you'll have a very vivid dream during the full moon phase. So the day prior, the day of, and the day after, the full moon energy is still quite vibrant, right? It's still active. So some of you guys could have quite vivid dreams, heightened energy, sensitivity, emotions. This is also like a typical thing that happens during full moons. But some of you guys could look up at the moon and think about your dreams, your desires, your intentions. It's like, what do I want to manifest? What do I want in my life, right? During Mercury retrograde, be mindful. So we're leading up to, right? Mercury retrograde. Be mindful of your plans, right? And go with the flow. Act accordingly, but don't do too much. Don't force it. Don't force the connection. Don't force the self-care, the self-love. What if you're someone who's like, you know what? I'm going to focus on my self-care. I'm going to buy $200 worth of skincare products and I'm going to follow a certain person's skincare routine because it worked for them and it has to work for me, and you force it, right? And you stay up during the night and you're doing like, I don't know, exfoliants and masks and peels and I don't know what you're doing and waxing and all this in like one night or in a certain time frame. And what did you just do? You may overdo it. You'll irritate the shit out of your skin. You'll, you may do too much. I hope this makes sense. And I know it'll make sense to someone, right? So be mindful. Take it easy. Day by day, go with the flow. Don't overdo it. Be patient with yourself. There is emotional quietness, there's calmness. I'm associating the darker shades with water, associating this with water. You don't see no waves, there's no ripples in this design. So I'm associating it with stillness. So either it's a call of importance to be in that energy, or you are in that energy, right? Being patient with yourself. Let's associate this. It looks like bracelets. Some of you guys could be into wearing bracelets. Associating this with movement. What if this hand, right, that's holding this cup, right? It looks like a cup. But what if it's just rotating? What if this represents movement, right? So when there's things going on or things going on around you, right? You can still take action on things. It's just maybe at a slower pace so you don't spill the water, right? That way you're not lacking. Maybe there's something here internally that you need to work on is like, I don't lack in this, right? Understanding that you have the abundance of positivity, abundance in love, abundance in self-love, abundance in peace, abundance in understanding, abundance in clarity, abundance in security and protective energy. You have this abundance of great people around you. You have this abundance of good vibes, right? It's like really manifest that for yourself. The individual right here depicted, they look like they have long hair. Some of you guys could have long hair. Some of you guys could have wavy hair. Some of you guys probably have pink hair or have like orange tone or even blue hair. That might be a way of you to tapping into your creativity and expressing yourself. But there's something here past couple of days that I've really been tapping into is like your hair growth or even hair. Um, Also depending like your culture, it could present many different things. Last night I was doing some research before I fell asleep of like what is the meaning of long hair in Purepecha culture, and I hope I said that correctly. So it represented like just honoring your like ancestors, honoring your heritage. That's just like one or two things that I learned. So I'm not purposely growing out my hair. It's just it's grown out to this length. I did recently like cut my hair into layers. So I'm like experimenting with different hairstyles because I normally do like the super typical hairstyles that I do, but I've been experimenting and trying different things and just seeing like what works well for me, what makes me feel good. So that could resonate with someone. The moon represents as well well, some of you guys could be empaths, so some of you guys will be feeling more energetically sensitive or heightened, so just make sure to clear your energy. I always show this, but Florida water could be very helpful. So you guys could even use like other spiritual colognes, right? So there's different ones, it's not just Florida water, or you can make your own at home. But with the moon is just be mindful of the energies around you and make sure that the people you are around, or even the locations, that these places are safe for you, especially if you're the type of person that wants to be out at night, or maybe you're meeting up with like a group of friends or meeting someone and you're going to be out, especially if you're going to be like at a lake or at a beach at night. Be mindful, especially if you guys are consuming like any alcohol, because this can represent, right, like consuming liquid. So it could be maybe you're celebrating like your birthday, you're celebrating something. Just be mindful because the moon card can represent hidden secrets or hidden things. But because it's upright, I don't sense it truly that way, but it could resonate. It's just depending, right? So you guys could come across a information, or maybe in your dreams you're gonna get insight, or you're gonna start tapping into your intuition more, and your intuition is gonna be like, hey, you felt that energy, right? You felt how off it felt. And you're gonna be like, why did I feel that? Or like, why did this pop up in my mind? Or if you're clairvoyant or clairaudient, you might, pick up on certain things. And some of you guys could be mediums, as I stated, because my eyes, there's a word that says medium on the side over here, so my eyes keep going to that. So that may resonate with you. So just make sure to clear your energy, ground your energy, stay open to opportunities and possibilities, having that faith and optimism. But grounding your energy and understanding that whatever it is you want to manifest, you are safe, you are protected, and your dreams and desires, your needs and wants are possible as long as it's aligned for you and your path. The moon is seated all the way over here, and the moon is over here. These two things, what could these be? Mountains, hills, I don't know, just there for decoration. I don't know what these things are. But here's someone here who is at a distance and looking at the sky, looking at the stars. Some of you guys like to look at the stars. Maybe some of you guys will be at the beach. At the beach, looking up during the nighttime at the sky. Gorgeous. Beautiful. You see all the stars and constellations because it's just so dark and magnified. Something here some can resonate with. It's like, what do you desire? You're in alignment with, you're in that direct path of what you desire. You might feel blocked at times, but it's like you just have to stay positive and clear out these energies and set those intentions and work towards it, because Capricorn energy is about focus and determination and hard work. And it's important for many people to understand that, especially if they're trying to release things that no longer help them or serve them, so you can allow more space and opportunities and possibilities, trying to affirm that. I used Florida, thank you for the hearts. I used Florida water yesterday after yesterday's incident for sure. I cleansed myself and the other person because after everything we got hugged by the negative one. Ooh, I don't like that. Don't like that. And see, it's like, I'm glad you had that. You had access to it. And it's like when you have that awareness that you are able to cleanse yourself, excuse me, clear your energy, you do so. Personally, for me, like, thank you for the hearts. Personally, for me, I don't like to shake hands with people. It's associated with like energy, but it's also associated with not being accustomed to shaking everyone's hand, like when I walk into a room, and as well like germs, bacteria. Especially like if you know there's food, like you arrive and you're like, hi everyone. Yeah, I'll shake hands, but I'm gonna make sure I wash my hands afterwards. I'm about to eat, right? But yes, cleansing yourself and cleansing other people, again, having that awareness and helping others is nice. So when you know how to do certain things that help you, it's always good to share it with other people. That's why I like to do readings. That's why I like to go on YouTube, because these lives get posted and they stay on here and people can come back and like rewatch it or watch it and get ideas, receive messages, guidance, and help. So I'm sure someone by reading this is going to be like, oh, well, since that person uses Florida water too, I'm going to buy Florida water. I thought if Chris was here, I'd feel more comfortable saying no to her hug because I didn't know how to say no. I distanced myself to avoid the hug, but she came to me and hugged me as soon as she saw me. Bro, I don't like that. Looks like you need to text me. You need to tell me who this person is. Or do I need to ask my cards? No. No, I understand. I understand that. Trust me. But I feel like sometimes, since you mentioned like if I was there, right, you would have felt more comfortable. That's interesting because last week I was in around someone who in the past has like touched my hair. Like they have, this is like what they did. Okay. And I don't really know this person that well. But I always say hi. I'm like, oh hi, how are you? Blah blah. Like my hair was like this. And they like came up to me and they're like, oh hi. And they literally grabbed my hair and with both of their hands were like this. And I'm just seated there and I'm like, oh my god, like you just touched my hair. Like we're not close like that. Even my man don't touch my hair like that. You know what I mean? And ever since that situation, I've like brought it up to like my man, and I'm like, hey, like this person, like have you noticed they do this, they say that, and they actually ended up having a conversation with him a little bit, even like jokingly, like, hey, like, you know, are you trying to get with my girl, like blah blah this and that. So when I recently saw them, guess what? They kept their distance. I said hi to them. They said hi to me. I don't know if I shook their hand or gave them a hug. I don't remember, but they kept their distance. And I'm like, okay. So sometimes you do need somebody else to kind of say something, you know? I felt the energy sucker vibes, and it's real. I was the only woke one, and I was approaching the situation in a spiritual way. I made sure to say affirmations. Girl, again, when you have that awareness, you're able to state that. And I know it can be very difficult, especially if you're the type of person that is mindful. But again, it's like a call to set boundaries. Like, that's something I'm learning. Like, I'm 31 years old. That's so funny because normally when I start my lives, like the wannabe trolls, they're the first ones to always ask, "How old are you? What's your age?" And it's like, why do you want to know? ¿Qué te importa? So like, yeah. So now they know I'm 31, but it's like at this age, even I'm learning to like say no, or like no, thank you, or be like, like let me try to get away. You know, that's gonna be a lesson for you energetically wise. You knew even afterwards what you had to do, right? But then you're gonna have to continue doing things for yourself. So you develop that within yourself where you're like, no, no thanks. And you're not going to feel bad by saying no. Or you're not going to feel like you're disrespectful by like moving away, you know? And like, even as a parent, like I feel like I have failed in that aspect because that also happened somewhat a couple weeks ago where someone also touched my kid's hair and they felt so uncomfortable. They're like, but this person, like we've seen them, they've been very nice and very respectful. But at that moment, even my kid was like, and I was like, oh my God, like, oh, like I know you don't like your hair being touched, especially, you know, and I felt bad. I'm like, you know, and it's like this, it was an older person, you know, and they've always been very nice and stuff. And I'm sure she had good intentions, but afterwards I told my kid, I'm like, I'm sorry. I was like, I should have said something, you know, I'm so sorry. It's just, you know, like I know, like based on what I've seen and what I've felt, like that person doesn't have bad intentions, but I know my kid felt uncomfortable. So I apologized. And I know I mentioned earlier about apologizing. This reading was very validating and helpful. 5-star review, everyone. Y'all hear that? 5-star review. Thank you. Wait, that was 6 stars. It's okay, an extra star. It makes it unique. Well, thank you for that. And I hope, you know I talk a lot as is, and actually I like that about myself. Oh snap. Wait, that's so weird. Okay, so I mentioned earlier, my eyes keep going towards looking at my Santa Muertes. So my Black Santa Muertes or there. And like the I can never pronounce it right. The scythe. It looks like, so she's holding her scythe. It looks like it's like this from this angle. I'm like trying to look, or maybe kind of slanted. So that might mean something. I have to look into that. Protection. Maybe it's a sign like you cleared your energy, right? That's helped to cut ties, helps to cut negativity. So perhaps, by you clearing your energy, especially because it's above like the crown chakra. So continue clearing, cleansing your energy, and asking your spirit team, who you believe in, to cut the negativity out. I know recently I brought up like the story that you said about like our one of the archangels. I won't say which one, but you're like, you know what to do. So I recently talked about that with someone, and it was like super funny. But it's like, yeah, like when you know you're protected and you're safe, that gets all cleared out. I want to be at the point where I'm like Jerry Seinfeld with Kesha. That's you know what? Yeah, you'll get there. It's just getting out of that mindset that's like, oh, if I don't say hi to someone, or if I don't greet them, that's me coming off as rude. It's just, especially the way like we grew up and stuff. It's just kind of getting out of that. Like I said, I don't like shaking hands all the time, or even hugs. Some people are accustomed to doing that. That's kind of like their thing. So I've kind of learned to do that. But me personally, like as a woman, I'm not gonna hug someone else's man or hug another man like this, right? Like just here. Maybe you need a hug. I'll give you a hug. I'm not gonna like hug someone like that. I'll do like, oh hi, you know. What I learned like, no, I'm not doing that. So I was like, hi, and I wash my hands and I don't know, something to eat. You know, being invited over to like families, members' house. But yeah, I mean, even again at my age, like I'm still learning to be like, no, thank you, no thanks, right? Like maybe you're just like at the mall or something, you're walking, and there's people that are working at like those stands, those kiosks, I think that's what they're called, and they're like, oh, excuse me, miss, blah blah, you know. Sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to be rude, you know, just like, no, thank you. And I worked retail before, so what I always do, I'm like, no, thank you. I just smile and I just keep going, you know. Sometimes like I will ignore people. I know the last time I was at the mall, I was talking about like the area where they're selling like those shoe cleaning products and stuff. I'm like walking really fast because I'm like, I'm on a time crunch. I'm about to hit traffic. I'm like walking really fast and we're sweating. You know, I parked at one side of the mall, but I was over here and I'm walking, and then one of them was like, oh, excuse me, miss, and I'm like, oh, no, thank you. And I keep walking, and then the other end, there was on the other side, there was someone seated, and they said something around the lines of like, "Miss, I'm over here," or something like that. And I just kept walking, and I'm like, I don't know if you're talking to me, but I'm sorry, I'm not gonna acknowledge you. I'm out of here. And also, if you're trying to sell a product, that's not how you speak to someone, especially to a woman. But whatever. I mean, I guess that's how you get people's attention, I guess. But but that's something you'll be working on, setting boundaries. I've been talking about it regarding Cancer season. Again, setting boundaries and maybe being mindful of the tone. Like, you know, maybe someone might be like, "Oh, how come you never visit me?" or something. Be like, instead of being like, "Oh, because you don't never visit me," just be like, "Oh, been busy," which is it could be true. Or be like, "Oh, how come you don't visit me?" You know, maybe changing the tone can help, right? Or just being like, "Oh, I just don't visit anyone," so they know right off the bat. All right. Thank you for everyone that tuned in into the live. Thank you for everyone that stayed, and thank you for everyone that has reached the end of this live once it's posted to my channel. Please don't forget to like the live and of course subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So every again 100th count that I reach, I'm going to be doing a free tarot reading giveaway. So next giveaway will be when we reach 600 subscribers. Okay, if you guys don't mind sharing the live, definitely share it. Again, I'm open for personal readings, so make sure to contact me. Information will be in the description box, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.